When a commercial jet touches down, it violently transfers hundreds of tons of kinetic energy directly from the wings to the tarmac. This diagram shows that a landing gear is a strict intersection of geometry, thermodynamics, and aerodynamics, entirely dictated by the aircraft's center of gravity. Early aviation relied on the conventional, or tailwheel design. By placing the main gear forward of the center of gravity, engineers saved weight and gained crucial clearance for long propeller blades. Look at the Cessna. That forward placement keeps the propeller out of the dirt on unpaved runways. But if lateral forces overcome the plane's forward momentum, the heavy tail swings wide, causing a dangerous, uncontrollable spin known as a ground loop. A highly specialized alternative is the tandem gear. Aligning the main wheels directly along the aircraft's longitudinal axis frees up the wings, allowing for the extremely thin, flexible airfoils required by gliders and heavy bombers. The trade-off is lateral instability. To keep those wings from striking the ground, tandem aircraft like this Harrier require specific outrigger wheels extending from the mid-wings to brace the center stance. The modern standard is the tricycle gear. By placing the main gear behind the center of gravity, the aircraft's forward momentum constantly pulls the tail straight, inherently preventing ground loops. This arrangement allows pilots to apply aggressive, high-speed braking without flipping the aircraft over the nose. It also levels the fuselage, drastically improving visibility from the flight deck during ground maneuvers. The geometric layout is a strict calculation of stability. The tricycle gear dominates modern aviation because it prioritizes high-speed control over structural simplicity. Once an aircraft leaves the ground, the engineering priorities invert. The landing gear becomes a massive source of parasite drag, an aerodynamic penalty that multiplies exponentially as the aircraft gains speed. Exposed metal cylinders and thick rubber tires violently shred oncoming air, creating chaotic, turbulent wakes that bleed the aircraft's forward energy. For slower, single-engine aircraft, a fixed gear remains the most efficient choice. The mechanical weight of adding a hydraulic retraction system would penalize their flight performance far more than the aerodynamic drag does. Engineers claw back efficiency by wrapping wheels in aerodynamic teardrop fairings, utilizing ultra-thin composite spring struts to slice the wind while maintaining a minimal cross-section. For commercial jets flying near the speed of sound, parasite drag becomes mathematically unacceptable. They must integrate heavy, complex retraction mechanisms. In the stowed state, the gear is pulled entirely out of the slipstream. Flush-fitting panels and dedicated gear doors seal the fuselage, perfectly restoring the aerodynamic flow across the aircraft's skin. A retractable gear is a heavy, complicated mechanical system installed for one specific reason: to make the aircraft aerodynamically clean for the 90% of the time it spends in the air. Touching down presents a severe physical challenge. An aircraft cannot simply bounce off the runway. A multi-ton vertical drop must be permanently absorbed and dissipated in a fraction of a second. This cutaway shows the oleo-pneumatic shock strut. An upper chamber holds compressed nitrogen, the lower holds hydraulic fluid. Upon impact, the upward-pushing cylinder forces a tapered pin into a small orifice. Restricting this high-pressure fluid generates immense heat, converting kinetic energy into safely dissipated thermal energy. Once fully compressed, a new problem emerges. The highly pressurized nitrogen inside the upper cylinder acts as a violent spring, desperate to launch the aircraft back into the sky. To contain that explosive rebound, massive mechanical pressure is required to stop the heavy steel piston dead in its tracks. A recoil valve solves this by choking off the fluid's return path. By restricting the flow during extension, the valve slows the strut's movement, completely preventing a catastrophic bounce. Smaller aircraft lack this hydraulic complexity. They rely on composite leaf springs or rubber bungee cords. These materials flex upon impact, delaying the force and transferring it to the airframe over a longer time frame to prevent structural damage. These shock struts function as rapid-fire thermodynamic engines, converting the massive kinetic energy of touchdown into dissipatable heat. Once the aircraft is firmly on the ground, maneuverability takes over. While light aircraft use simple mechanical cables linked to rudder pedals, heavy jets rely on high-pressure hydraulics to force the wheels to turn. This schematic traces the command. The pilot turns the cockpit tiller wheel. The signal travels to a hydraulic metering valve, commanding it to open. Pressurized fluid floods the actuating cylinders, pivoting the strut. Simultaneously, a mechanical scissor link rotates act to the valve, shutting off the fluid the exact millisecond the requested angle is reached. But steering hundreds of tons at high speeds introduces a critical physical threat: nose wheel shimmy. This is a violent, self-amplifying lateral oscillation across the runway. Without intervention, a high-speed wobble rapidly multiplies into a violent lateral oscillation, capable of physically tearing the landing strut apart. To counter this, engineers install a shimmy damper. By forcing hydraulic fluid through a tiny internal bleed hole, the damper restricts rapid, jerky vibrations without interfering with the slow, deliberate inputs of the steering system. The steering system operates under a strict paradox. It must exert enough force to pivot a heavy aircraft, yet remain precisely dampened to prevent those same forces from shaking the airframe to pieces. The intricate physics governing absorption and steering mandate unforgiving maintenance standards. The most critical of these is the physical alignment of the main wheels. Technicians measure toe in and toe out for longitudinal alignment, along with camber for vertical tilt. Even a fraction of a degree of misalignment results in aggressive, asymmetric tire wear and compromises directional stability. This diagram shows the FAA alignment test. Technicians place the aircraft on greased aluminum plates to eliminate side loads, letting the gear relax into its true geometric resting position. A straight edge and a carpenter's square measure deviation from the center line. Corrections are exact. Technicians insert or remove micro-thin metal shims between the torsion links or axle flanges, dialing the geometry into the precise millimeter. Routine alignment guarantees that the multi-ton forces of touchdown distribute across the aircraft frame exactly as the engineers calculated. During ground operations, the worst-case scenario is an accidental retraction command while the aircraft is parked or taxiing. The first line of defense is the squat switch. Electromagnetic sensors detect when the strut is compressed by the aircraft's weight, triggering a hardened steel pin to physically lock out the cockpit gear selector. The second line of defense relies on ground locks. Ground crews physically insert external steel pins directly into the retraction cylinders, providing a rigid mechanical stop against a collapse. In this historical image, technicians work cautiously beneath the fuselage. Those bright red streamers attached to ground locks serve as an absolute visual mandate. Failing to pull them during a pre-flight walkaround means the pilot will be unable to retract the gear after takeoff. In the air, the ultimate emergency is approaching the runway with a total failure of the main hydraulic system. The gear is stuck inside the fuselage, and the pressurized fluid meant to push it down is completely dead. Pilots execute an emergency free-fall procedure. Pulling a manual release bypasses the failed pumps and opens a valve to vent the residual pressure holding the actuators in the retracted position. Gravity pulls the assembly downward, while aerodynamic drag forces the heavy mechanical struts completely open until they snap rigidly into place. Aerospace engineering assumes machinery will fail. The entire retraction mechanism is designed so that when high-tech hydraulics die, the uncompromising forces of gravity guarantee a safe landing. Every landing gear system relies on the interplay of structural geometry, thermal energy conversion, and high-pressure fluid dynamics to manage the forces of touchdown. For aviation maintenance technicians, studying these systems is a strict requirement. This rigorous application of physics stands as the only barrier between a routine flight and a catastrophic structural failure. If you want to keep exploring the rigorous engineering that powers modern aviation, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the mechanics of flight.